I love you. Hey, welcome back to the Couch Potatoes, to our final episode of this part of the James Bond. There'll probably be 2 more parts. We'll probably have to, I think that's how, I feel like we can get Timothy Dalton and Pierce Brosnan in their own segment, and then Daniel Craig in his own segment. Timothy Dalton's only in like 2.
I thought he said 4.
Pierce Brosnan's in like 4.
Okay.
So like I think there's 6
Is it
together.
only 2 Timothy Dalton?
We had the math.
We have
the technologies.
We have the math of
we
the
have
internet.
the math. Thanks, CERN.
Timothy Dalton.
I gotta scroll down here. Here we are.
Just
2, and Pierce had 4.
All
so
right.
yeah, that's decent. Craig had 5.
I'll allow it.
Good job, Craig.
Good job.
Proud of you, bud. But yeah, this is the end. I am the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
Yeah, we're ending the podcast right here.
The last episode, View to a Kill.
We hope that you enjoyed it.
You stuck
with us. We're hitting the kill switch, and you get to listen, not watch. So it's more of an earpiece to a kill.
We'll be back next week as the Faceless Traveler and the Green Leon.
The way that you opened up, I thought that maybe you were already the Green Leon or something. So, A View to a Kill.
Indeed, yes. Let me scroll down here back to the cast. As we said, 14th Bond, final Roger Moore. There was a lot of...
Directed by Frank Oz.
That'd be so cool.
That would be cool.
Directed by John Glenn.
The same as the last one.
Yeah, and it's, I think, even the same writers. Maybe not Michael Wilson, I don't remember, but Richard Maybaum. I've said that name a lot, so I'm pretty sure he's done something. But, like, yeah, there was a lot of criticism of Moore on this film, I read, because he's old.
Yeah.
And the stunts look old. Like, you know, it's kind of like in the, do you remember the Robert De Niro movie that came out? It was the most recent Martin Scorsese.
Not Bad Grandpa or whatever.
No. It was the one that was on Netflix. It was about like the
Irishman?
Yeah, that's it. The Irishman. You remember like the action scenes when he was like...
seen that.
Oh, okay. There's moments in the Irishman where Robert De Niro, who's like, you know, 70s, 80s-year-old male, he's portraying a very much younger version of himself with makeup and everything, and it looks good until he has to do action. So there's one scene where he has to stomp somebody, and it really looks like he's trying very hard to make sure he doesn't break his hip.
Oh, man.
And it's the only thing that kind of ruins it, because it's like he looked pretty young. You can kind of believe it. He's doing pretty good as, you know, as a reserved character. So his age, he's making his age work for his character. The only thing that breaks it is when he has to do that action, because then you're just like, there's the age.
Right.
There it is. And that's the kind of thing with Roger Moore here, is like you can really see it in the action scenes. They seem very much more simplified, very grounded.
Right.
They're just kind of punch scenes where he can dodge, and then they can probably substitute a stuntman. I wasn't really paying too much attention enough to
Not to stuntman, no, I was not. That being said, and with the knowledge that you have this paper in front of us that is filled, I do want to say first off straight away that I felt like this was maybe one of the better ones of this stretch.
That's fair.
At least in watchability.
For me, it was in the midpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember them all. It was 9. And we're supposed to say which one we liked the most?
I know, it's gonna be real hard. We're gonna at the very end of this, we're gonna have to look back and be like, what were these movies? I have I know place markers. I don't remember the names of stuff specifically, but I remember how much I enjoyed them thanks to, like, you know, I remember Moonraker.
Right.
And I know Moonraker wasn't my favorite. I know
But it was fun.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil things before we get to the end, but I remember what my favorite one was based off of its position in Moonraker, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So when we look through it, I'll have to be like, okay, there's Moonraker. Okay, I got to count. There it is. Okay, it's that one. I don't remember the titles. They're all the same fucking movie.
So I haven't looked at the titles either. But I think that they will help me remember a little bit better.
That's fair.
But I think I do have it narrowed down just to 2. just to give you guys a preview.
A taste.
Yeah.
A little sampler.
And if you like us rambling, as we are.
Yeah. I feel like I'm shouting.
Yeah, and we're in the same room. I think that's because we are used to being not in the same room.
I know, yeah.
But that means that we're probably projecting and getting a better recording. I'm still probably quieter than you because I'm always quieter.
I'm also like leaning forward and I'm just like completely shouting right at it.
Hi, everyone.
You're the giant from Jack and the Beanstalk.
So, I don't know what I was trying to say, but a view from a kill.
A view from a kill. View to a kill.
A view to a kill.
Now, there's a lot of surprises in this one.
That was exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, the first surprise was I was seeing the cast list.
Yeah.
And, I listen to pretty much every movie with subtitles on. I watch every movie with subtitles on. Because I'm partially deaf in one ear. And it just keeps me locked in. I have ADHD. And if I don't have something to read, I'm going to drift real fast.
Right.
And so, like, that, it helps me a lot. And so the intro comes in, the James Bond, the classic title sequence where they have a song every single time, and it says Duran Duran. I was like,
yeah,
what?
Which the song's pretty good. It's not Live and Let Die.
I did not know that the song was called A View to a Kill.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I know this song. Like, what the hell? And I'm like, there's no way it's called this. But it is like a Live and Let Die scenario.
It does feel that way.
Where the song itself is more famous to me than the movie is.
Sure.
I would never have pinned it to this movie at all.
I discovered Duran Duran very late and only have fairly few songs selected and
that's fair.
And listened to a lot though. I really do enjoy it so far. So maybe I should listen to discography sometime.
Well, this one was just on the radio a lot. And, like, when I was a kid, like, and I remember really liking it. I was just like, I did not know this was a fucking Bond song.
Maybe your DJ was a Duran Duran fan.
Maybe he was. And that's totally fine by me. I wish I could remember his name so I can give him a shout out. Because, the fun. Childhood rock days were so good.
Doc West.
That was the one.
You got Fort Wayne too?
That was the one we listened to a lot. Yeah, I do remember
Rock
that name.
104. Yeah. That was my. Yeah,
that was one of them. There were moments where. There was always, like, every few months or so, the radio frequency would go out of range or something, and we'd have to find a new one. Like, we do that a lot, but...
They kind of moved around a lot, too.
Yeah.
That show, for some reason. Like, at some point, they went to, like, a different channel, and they stopped being Rock 104, and then I think Doc West retired, but...
And when we can get Bob and Tom, that was good days, too. We like Bob and Tom.
Bob and Tom
that was
nice.
Fun. That's where I like, I just like, I like talk radio kind of thing. That's kind of what this is.
The bear?
Yeah, we did get the bear. That's right. I do remember the bear. I love those fucking call signals for, they always had their sound effect too. So it's like the bear was like, no, it wasn't, but that would have been so cool. The bear.
That was always on, and I was a bit of a gym rat, I guess you could say.
Oh, yeah.
In high school.
Getting pumped.
And I always had the bear on in there. I actually was like, can we play Rock 104, guys? I'm getting tired of the all the fucking time. But there's still good music.
Yeah. Oh, childhood radio, so much nice and fun and good times. I mean, it is like the inspiration for what we do here pretty much. Like Bob and Tom, Roger Ebert, those are like my inspirations for wanting to do stuff like this. But, man, we got there from Duran to Duran.
If you want to inspire us, which I think is what I was talking about earlier.
Oh, right, yeah, rep.
Yeah, if you want to come down to patreon.com/creativefaceless and check out the tiers we have there, we'd really appreciate it, folks. And help us keep the show running, help us get a new equipment down the line. That would be really nice.
Yeah, or rent out like a proper studio. We have that option, so like that'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And you guys can have some say over it, too. You get exclusive episodes where I talk my new movie release, my critiques of them.
Yes, and I talk about TV and other things that I watch.
Yeah. It's called Bangers and Hash. You sign up at the $5 tier or more, you can get some really cool content, and you also get to suggest movies. which is really fucking cool. You can have some say in what we watch.
Suggest us movies.
And if you don't know movies out there, if you were like, well, I would love to like do that, but I just don't know what to suggest, fucking troll us. Like, go into like 100 worst films, or like, like just go crazy for it. Like, have some fun.
Also, like, if you like are new and you recommend just like 3 of your favorite films,
hell yeah,
we'll let people vote on it. That's fine. Do that.
And that's the other beautiful benefit, is the voting.
Yeah.
Because you don't even have to pay the $5. You can just do the $2, the nickel and dime option. We don't have a nickel and dime option, but the $2 option. And you get the power to fucking vote on stuff.
It's a nickel a dime a day.
It's a nickel a dime a day.
Yeah.
And a straw penny.
I didn't do the I didn't do the math.
One whole straw penny.
One whole straw penny once a day. So how long have we been recording?
We talked enough about A View to a Kill.
Let's talk about A View to a Kill.
Well, as I said, there were many surprises. One was spoiled for me by my mother. Not to like throw her under the bus or make it bad, because she probably thought I already knew. But we were talking, I was told, I was like, I have to hang up, I gotta go watch A View to a Kill. And she was just like, oh yeah, that's got like Roger.
That's our life.
Yeah, I know, it really is. But she's like, oh yeah. She's like, that's got Tanya Roberts in it. And I was like, I don't know that name. And she's like, you fucking do. She's like, that was Charlie's Angels. And I was like, Mom, my Charlie's Angels were completely different than your Charlie's Angels. Like, we got to establish that up front. But then once we were looking into it, she was also Midge from that '70s show, and I was asking you before we started recording,
right?
Because I was just like, would you have recognized her? Because I was spoiled in it.
No,
I don't think I would have recognized her without
her
acting.
Recognized her as someone I'd seen before, but I could not place it, and I had to look it up. I think because you had mentioned that there was somebody that you would not have recognized. Yeah. And so I was like, I think this is who he's talking about, because I am having trouble placing this person.
It's crazy.
But I also, that 70s show was the only thing.
Yeah. And honestly, really I think the only thing that would have clued me into her being from that 70s show was her acting. Because it's pretty like the exact same. She's playing like ditzy
not
blonde.
So sure.
Yeah, not so sure blonde.
Yeah. Well, sorry, Tanya Roberts. I'm sure you're great.
Oh, she is fabulous. Like, I'm not saying that she's a bad actor. I'm just saying that like it definitely seemed like a similar character to Midge, but like younger Midge. Like Midge that was still competent Midge.
Yes, still. Yeah. That's all I can see is Midge. She is more competent than that character. I'll give Stacey.
Yeah, she's got a couple moments in this one. The other big surprise is the villain.
Yes,
our
it's me, Christopher Watkins.
Is that spelled with a T? Watkins.
And I also add an S. It's Christopher Walken.
Oh my gosh! I not in 1,000 years. You put a lineup of Bond villains in front of me. I would not have selected Christopher Walken. I did not know. I did not know.
No idea. I had no idea.
And it was so confusing.
Till the credits, and I was like, is he gonna be the villain? That was a fun surprise.
Right, seeing his name, I was just like, oh my god, we got another Christopher Lee situation.
And honestly, I thought I was more interested in what his character was doing than Christopher Lee's character.
That's fair. I honestly don't remember Christopher Lee's.
The man with the golden gun.
That's right.
And the third nipple.
That's right. Oh my gosh, man.
Why didn't they just call that 3 nipples?
See, I was interested in what Christopher Walken's big plan is, but you started to ignore your tangent storyline there.
Yeah, we gotta get on to the
I was interested in it. So, like, to get into it, he's a rich billionaire, owns a lot of shit, oil stuff, horse race stuff. He's got horses. They got drugs. There's a lot into it.
He's drugging his horses to run faster with these microchip controlled drug releasers, so that when they're tested beforehand, they pass their tests.
Yeah. And it's wedged into the little baton thing that the jockeys carry.
Right, so they like jab it in.
Yeah.
With the I think it's a crop.
A crap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're supposed to whip it, but they're just jabbing. They're just like, tase, tase, tase.
And the horse is like, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the funnier scenes, too, is like, they get into the... The audio is just crazy.
Yeah.
All one giant block of sound wave. It's a very funny scene because, like, you see the horse is way behind... And then, like, all of a sudden they get to the last stretch and it's just like... speeds through. And Bond is, like, super perplexed about it. He's like, he's jogging the horses
so fast. Yes, it must be drugs. But Bond is there because they found some microchips that somebody was trying to steal or something.
I don't remember, man. It's not.
Yeah,
we read the synopsis.
Was a little bit.
Gone.
I think that was from 003. I think
that's
003 died.
Yeah, trying to protect.
But I don't remember.
Yeah, they keep killing the double O's in this one. Like
that's true.
The last one killed a double O. This one killed a double O.
I think they want to make the job seem more dangerous because Bond always succeeds.
Even though in this one, Roger Moore's just like crawling to the danger. He's got his cane out and he's just hobbling towards it.
Poor Roger. He does look quite a bit older in this.
He's also he even mentioned in like an interview. I just read it not too long ago, but he's older than the Bond girl's mother.
Yeah.
And it's just like, even he was put off by that one. He was just like,
he's like,
there's a moment in this movie where there's the prime opportunity for Bond to do his charisma stuff, where he like, manipulates the girl up to the bedroom and everything. And then she just like falls asleep. And you can kind of like see relief on Roger Moore, where he's just like, "Oh, thank God, I don't have to do this scene. I'm just gonna put the cover. I'm gonna put the cover over her.
Yeah.
I'll go sleep on the couch. Thank God."
And he like is really sprawled out on that couch too. It's pretty funny.
He's like, "Thank God."
They did have a good amount of laughs in this movie.
Yeah,
I give that. Yeah,
you got some good chucks.
So the chips were made by Zoran's company.
I just saw Dolph Lundgren was in this as a KGB henchman. I didn't even notice that.
He was pretty much in the background then, if he was.
I didn't know that. That's so hilarious.
So
sorry.
No, that's all right. So the computer chips, the microchips that are on why can't I say it? 003.
003.
Were from the Zorn company, which is Christopher Walken's character.
Right.
So.
Not to be confused with Zordon from Power.
Zordon and Power Rangers.
Damn,
I don't know where Zordon came from, but I really want to call him Zoran for some reason. So that's how Bond gets there. The chips were made by the Zoran company. So he's there, and then we find out in this big meeting that Max has, with all his shareholders, including his right-hand lady, Mayday, yes, played by Grace Jones. I don't know.
His chief henchwoman, as Wikipedia calls her.
And lover. There are some really interesting scenes between the two of them, I will say. Like, there's this one where they're sparring, because Grace Jones is a very tall woman.
Yeah.
A model and a singer, too, I think.
Nice.
You could confirm that for me if you wanted to.
Look at that. I love that photo of her.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's some high fashion shit for sure.
Jones in Performance 2015.
Oh, nice.
The Honorable Grace Jones.
Is that their hair?
I think so.
Oh my God.
Maybe not.
That's amazing.
That might be like, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
it's really great.
I would imagine it's not really her hair, but I think it's made of hair. She's the honorable. We're not
Grace
describing
Jones,
it at all.
Order of Jamaica. No, she's got like one of those like. This is gonna sound so offensive. I'm so sorry. It's like a lizard frill. Right? Like it's like the dinosaur kind of like the tail fin thing.
It does look like that, but it's hair, I think. or it's a halo. It's hard to tell because the background is as dark as her hair.
Yeah.
Anyhow, moving on from Grace Jones, you were beautiful in this movie. I think your character is one of the main reasons to watch the movie.
I really enjoyed Mayday. Mayday was a lot of fun.
She was. And pretty badass. She thought that her and Zoran were in love. That culminates to a nice ending. I wish that I say nice ending, but I also wish that they had a better ending.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was kind of a shoehorned. Okay, what do we do with this character? Do we have them come back in the next episode? Like, are we going to kill them off, or are they going to have a turnaround? What are we going to do with them? And so it kind of just like, how about this thing has a malfunction and she's the only one who can fix it? And it's like, oh, okay, fine.
Right.
It's really a sad ending.
Yeah, it is.
But it is a fuck you to Zoran, not to give spoils. So like, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was fun. So I guess we'll say that moving on.
She ain't gonna be in the next one.
So no, she's not. But anyhow, before all of that, Max Zern's holding this meeting, and the plan is, I'm going to spoil the plan because it's pretty early in the movie, I feel like. He wants to destroy Silicon Valley by flooding it with earthquakes, I guess.
Yeah.
And in doing so, that would give his company a monopoly on the microchip market.
It's fucking stupid.
Hey, at the time, it probably
there's a movie.
It wouldn't have worked, but
I don't remember. I can't right now remember what movie or TV show it is. There's something recent, like this last year or something, where there's a company that has designed like it's Jurassic World. It was the new Jurassic World, where there's that company designed like this like dinosaur to eat all of the opposing companies' produce.
Oh,
and I'm
really?
like, yeah, so that only their produce is available. It causes huge hunger strikes everywhere. And like,
which one was this?
This is the most recent Jurassic World.
I've only seen the first one because I was like, okay, yeah, I'd like to go see this nostalgic movie, and that's what it was. And then when I heard that they were coming out with sequels with it, I'm like, it didn't need that.
No, and they have sucked. They have been pretty awful. But the problem with that whole storyline and with this storyline is, if everybody's shares go, like if all the product leaves and there's only one product remaining, what is any fucking investigator worth their salt gonna look into first? The remaining fucking company.
Yeah.
So like, what is your fucking plan? I know you're a billionaire and everything, but if you wipe out all of Silicon Valley and it's like, there's only one manufacturer left.
Well,
and he somehow creates products that can cause tremors and flood dams and stuff.
Okay, I was gonna say like he did it very buried in some mines that I think he owned too. So he had some interest. That might be part of his getaway plan. Is that he has an interest in the area.
It wasn't my fault. My miners flooded Silicon Valley and left only me rich.
Like, I think his plan was to be like, here is my relief effort to the world because we need these microchips. We're so dependent upon this gasoline. Oh,
so suspicious.
Yeah.
I'm on to you. I'm on to you, Max.
Yeah, he gets to be Max. Again. Not again. I don't know which one was first.
Yeah, because Batman Returns was 91 or something like that. Yeah. So, yeah.
I was going to make a joke about that. I totally forgot.
Max
I was going to introduce him as Max Shrek.
Yeah, that one's just a shout out to the Nosferatu guy.
Yeah, definitely.
It's got to be.
It makes sense.
It really does.
So let's move on to mention that we got Robert Brown as M.
Yeah. Again?
Again. It's the second time.
All
yes.
right, okay.
We have Walter Gotel as General Gogol from the KGB. Again. We have Lois Maxwell as Miss Moneypenny again. And Desmond Llewellyn actually has a pretty substantial role in this one compared to the other ones as Q.
He's always fun.
Yeah, he's always fun. Oh my god, the ending scene in this one, the sex scene at the end.
Yeah.
That was I thought one of the more funny ones. Like he's testing this little robot guy, and like they were going hard for the robotics.
Yeah, they really liked it.
And microchips and shit like that.
Dr.
But mostly horses.
So much fun.
This is mostly horses in this movie, but no mechanical ones. So he moves the little guy into the room that James Bond is having sex with Stacy, I think.
I think so, yeah.
I think. He does have sex with Mayday at one point. If
he
that
does,
interests you. What a silly scene that was.
It was all about like, show it in his face. Have sex with him.
Yeah. Max was just like around the corner.
Honestly,
like,
this is the epitome of my anger with the trope of the Bond villain having Bond at their fingertips and having all opportunity to kill him easily, but not doing it. Like, that happens so fucking much in this movie. Like, especially the time where he has sex with Mayday, where it's just like, well, we could kill him here. And if he was anybody else, we would kill them and just get rid of their body. But it's Bond. Go fuck him.
I think this was before they found out he was Bond. I'm not sure, but it was either right after they found out he was Bond or before. If it was after, I think, they should have just killed him.
Yeah, I think
it was after. But they thought he was going to buy a horse.
Yeah. I think it was after, because I think that was one of the first actions Zordon did, was research Bond. Like, once Bond was like there, he was just like, who is that?
And he just wanted to know what they wanted without being suspicious. I think that was it. Like, even though he's a very suspicious man, he didn't want to draw attention to himself.
Right. I loved it when the computer also tells Zordon it's like license to kill, and he's like, ha! I'm just like, why is that funny, Chris?
I think it's because why do you need a license? Because I mean, Max Zorin kills a lot of people.
Yeah, that's another issue I had, was like, and again, I read that to you earlier. I read the remarks from Roger Moore where he was just like, when he rewatched this, Roger Moore was like, this isn't a Bond film. Like, why are we focusing on the killer or the Bond villain killing all these people? And that is a long scene where he's just mowing down people with a machine gun
in his own mind.
Yeah, and it's funny if you want to watch Christoph Walken like go like ham on a roll. Christopher Walken. Sorry, Christoph Waltz came in there for a second.
So when he does that too, it really gave me like rich boy playing with his toys vibe.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
A lot.
Yeah,
and I think that kind of works for the character, honestly.
It's also like the ending too. Like, it ends with an air balloon. Not an air balloon. Blimp. Zeppelin. Yeah.
Is it? I don't
it's
know.
either that or an airship. They're both the same.
Maybe.
It's an airship.
Let's flip a coin.
America's an airship, damn it. They get that Zeppelin shit over in England.
Well, whatever.
It don't matter. New England. But it ends with an airship collision on like it was on the Golden Gate. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, and it's really hilarious because that definitely felt like Rich Man and his toys then. Yes. Because like he Christopher, gotta get the name right, Walken. I was about to say Waltz again. I was like, no, it's not. Christopher Walken. He's just like, it's a fun scene between him and Roger Moore on the Golden Gate Bridge with an airship just like fucking moored there on that, like tethered by accident. Well, not by accident, by Bond's amazing spy skills.
Right.
He would have fucking died.
Yeah, let's be honest. I'm sorry, Roger. You're just a little too, like, what I don't get,
especially when the ropes hit
about this series. Like, I feel like we're kind of getting to the wrap up point.
That's fine. Yeah.
And I want to say about this series, something I really don't get is Miss Moneypenny. Roger Moore gets this, he was Sean Connery. He got rebooted, and yet almost everything that Miss Moneypenny says in the last 3 movies is how old I'm getting, how I look.
Right.
And it's like, come on. So you got to give her something else. Or just, if you're tired of her.
No, she's just that trope in The Office.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know. So okay, that's just what I wanted to say. Like I like that they keep Lois Maxwell and Desmond Llewellyn on, but like
they give Desmond more.
They do give Desmond more.
And they just never give her anything else.
Yeah, and like her job way back in the '60s when at the inception of the films. Anyways, I'm sure she's in the novels. She was there to look, pretty. Not to say that she doesn't look pretty in this film, but like at least that felt more like a purpose than like her saying, "Oh, you don't look at me like you used to, James," just being jealous. That's her only thing.
Yeah, she hasn't. They haven't like evolved her role at all yet. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
if in this movie her and Old Man Moore got married, honestly, that would be different.
Yeah, that'd been hilarious. Yeah. And also would have been much better for his, relationship aspect to not be half his age. Yeah. It just felt a little weird. Especially, I don't know how old he was in this. 50? Maybe just coming 50s?
I don't know. Like, yeah, he's not like an old man. Or
1985. Anything. Roger Moore was born, and where's his name at? There it is. That's not when he was born.
He was born in 85.
He was born in 1927.
Jesus.
My goodness. Oh, I didn't know he was dead. I'm so sorry.
He passed away just shortly before the pandemic.
Rest in peace, Roger. Yeah. Shortly, 3 years.
3 years. 4 years before the pandemic. It was 2009. Teen. 20. But it's COVID-19.
Oh man! Wait, so let's do the math. 1927 to 85, so that's 58.
Yeah,
was he really?
He was almost 60 years old in that film. That's
wow.
I mean, my dad's 60 and he gets around. So
I wouldn't have thought he was that old though. Like. In this, but you can definitely.
I didn't mean. I want to go back. I didn't mean that my dad gets around like James Bond. I just mean he's physical. He could do stuff.
Right. He gets around. Hey.
Oh, so you got closing statements?
I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. But it's bad.
Well,
but it's not bad.
I don't know.
It plays that nice middle ground. Yeah. It's followable. Mm-hmm. It's intriguing. It has horses that kept me intrigued. I like horses.
Yeah,
that was
fun
nice
to watch. Yeah, run.
Yeah, so like, and especially putting them in the first act, that definitely hooked me. I was like, hey, horses. I like a horse with a job, and especially an acting horse. That's pretty cool.
And I can imagine Otis there training the horses.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. With his with Keke Palmer as his
little daughter there. Yeah.
Not daughter.
Well, Keke. Yeah. Well, you're thinking of OJ.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. That was Otis Jr.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
But Otis, I'm talking about Otis
because it was an older film. Yeah. He would have. Yeah. I get you. Yeah. Little note preview there for the people confused. It was okay. Like, the action's a little iffy. Christopher Walken is a funny role. We talked before we started recording. He doesn't make sense, though. Because he's supposed to be KGB trained, but he's a German.
They got said no he's accent. A Russian.
He's Christopher Walken.
They said that he is Russian-born, German citizen / investor or whatever. And
that sounds like Christopher Walken.
Yeah, that has no discernible accent.
I was so confused. Like, I love me a Christopher Walken performance, but like, why would you say he's from any other nationality than wherever the fuck he's from?
Yeah, right.
Which I don't know wherever the fuck he's from.
I'm pretty sure he's from New York. We can look that up.
Let's do it.
It rings New York to me pretty hard.
Christopher Walken is a Russian actor. New York City, yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Man, he's almost 80 now.
He was so fucking young in this. Yeah,
yes. And, pretty hot. I'll say that.
42, I guess, is how old he was in this. And
wow. I hope I look that good at 42.
I know, right? For real. For fucking real.
I already don't.
But I do love him in this. He has a fun role. But, like, I'm getting... Like, the thing I get really tired of is if you're going to have a series like this for so fucking long where you're not... You know, you got to revamp it, do something with it. And it's just been the same. And, like, I liked it when it was getting crazy sci-fi, which, you know, I'll explain what my favorite is here soon. But I give this one 2.5 stars. It's fine. It's fine. Sure. Like they all been.
Yeah.
Except for a couple of them.
I'm going to go with you with the general view of the films. They've all been fine unless they were bad.
And we've talked about it, so you know which ones those were. Yeah. Even though we don't remember them anymore.
Yeah, thank you for pulling up the list.
You're welcome, man.
So here are the 9 titles, right, that we've gone through.
Man. Yeah.
So we started with the Lazenby movie. So that's on Her Majesty's Secret Service, and and you know what I want to say about that movie?
What was that?
It's my favorite Lazenby movie.
Hey, mine too. What do you know?
So Diamonds Are Forever, and Sean Connery. Not my favorite Sean Connery movie.
Nope.
Because there's a lot of Sean Connery movies outside of Bond as well. So
yeah.
And then we go to Roger Moore with Live and Let Die. The Man with the Golden Gun.
That's the Christopher Lee one.
Yeah, that's right. The Spy Who Loved Me.
That's the Austin Powers one.
The Moonraker. For Your Eyes Only. I still don't remember what that is. I said maybe I'll remember when we see them. I don't know. And we said, I think, when we did that episode, that it probably is the most forgetful. Octopussy.
Octopussy's next one, still not our most watched. I thought it would be because it had pussy in the title, and it was also going to be like really short, but we somehow turned it into like a half-hour episode.
Yeah, it was pretty long one, actually. Yeah. And then A View to a Kill.
That's this one.
That's this one.
So, going off of what I was saying earlier, I remember Moonraker, which film that was, and looking at the titles here, it was the one before Moonraker that I liked the most. And that's The Spy Who Loved Me. That was the one that just went so fucking crazy. And I was like, this is Austin Powers. I get it now. Yeah. Like, and it was so fun. Like, it was silly and fun. I think, is that the one that has the big Union Jack parachute scene?
No, I believe that's... Maybe it is. Yes, it is. It is. But they do another similar ski scene in Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Oh, and it also had Jaws. Remember Jaws?
Yes, Jaws.
I love Jaws.
I like Jaws more in Moonraker than I like him in this
when he falls in love.
Yes.
That is a nice idea. That was the other thing about this, is like I didn't... Oh, yeah.
The fucking ship.
It had the crazy spider thing coming up. That was in the Spy Who Loved Me.
Yeah, from the sea, like a spider.
Kurt Jurgens. He was the bad guy. Yep. It's all coming back to me.
Yeah, that it's your favorite of them. Can we go back to the list?
Favorite is it's not been my favorite Bond film
of
yet,
the 9 that we
of the
watched.
9. It's
was
the one
it
I
9 that we
enjoying.
did? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes.
8, 9.
Well, yes. But I was counting the Roger Moore movies and then 2 more.
And least favorite. To do my least favorite as well. It would probably be, I would say, man, I can't remember which one was the drug one in Harlem. Was that Live and Let Die? That was
Live and Let Die.
That would probably be my least favorite.
Yeah, I can
just because random crocodile island scene.
Yeah,
you could have just killed him there. He had a gun. He's right next to the fucking car, and you have a gun. And you're like, take him away to be killed, and then they take him away and put him on an island. Surrounded by crocodiles. Why?
So
just shoot him.
I have to say,
he's just an Englishman.
He's just an Englishman. So it's a little bit harder for me. I would say that pretty close running for the title are The Man with the Golden Gun and Octopussy, because I really thought that the concepts were pretty interesting in those,
right?
But I'm saying that I'll take all that with a grain of salt because I don't think the lot of them are very good movies. So then Then I think I'm having a hard time deciding between A View to a Kill and The Spy Who Loved Me. I know you seem not to like A View to a Kill, but I just felt like it kept me engaged the whole time.
Right.
I could return to it for Mayday, and
Mayday was cool.
Mayday was cool, but also Christopher Walken was pretty good in it.
He's pretty funny.
He's pretty funny in it.
Yeah.
It's so obviously Christopher Walken.
Yeah, he's just doing like, do your thing.
Just do your thing.
He's like, okay.
Who even knows what his thing was? I don't know his early career, so I couldn't say.
They just meet him in the interview, and it's just like, is this just what you do?
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's who I am.
That's who I am. He's not that kind of New York. He's some kind of New York.
I'm walking here.
Hey. He's got more pause. We got to do the pause. The pause is the important thing.
I'm walking here.
Anyway, I think that we did it.
Did we?
I think we did.
Okay.
I think we actually did, dude.
Does that make me the Green Traveler from Gorsh?
That does make you from the Green Traveler from Gorsh, but can you go back real quick?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to say that James Bond will return.
Someday.
In The Living Daylights.
Don't think I've ever heard of that movie.
I don't either. But what a great title.
I've never seen either of the Timothy Dalton films.
I think I might have seen License to Kill when they were doing a marathon on Spike at one time.
That's fair. Yeah, I came into Timothy Dalton.
To Timothy Dalton.
Came into also. I started to like and enjoy his acting. Keep that in. Yes. Well, like his career after Bond was where I started with him. Yeah. I did not know he was Bond honestly for a long time, and then like I think probably it was like when I watched Casino Royale, I got interested in Bond, and I was just like, oh, who have been the past Bonds? I know Sean Connery and Pierce Brosnan. I was like, Timothy Dalton? What? Dalton, and who's this Roger Moore guy? I've never even heard of him. Wow. George Lazenboy.
Doesn't he sell chairs?
That was a very Woody Woodpecker. I don't think it was Woody Woodpecker. Who does that? Oh my God.
Yeah, I used to annoy my parents with that all the time.
I used to be able to do that. And I used to be able to do Marvin the Martian, but I just can't do that anymore.
All right, that's been the show.
I've already said who I was.
Okay, I'm the Faceless Leon. Safe travels and good night. Green and Faceless on the Couch is a proud production of FictionWorks 19. Are you a fan of the show? Feel free to contact us at greenandfacelessfans@gmail.com or visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/greenandfaceless. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, or rate us on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for listening.